I welcome you to our talk today, Building Confidently with Reliable Packages. For those of you who were at this morning's keynote, you heard Matt and Adam talk about core standards. What we're going to discuss today is the foundations, the technical foundations for core standards, what we're building for core standards. So, show of hands. Who here has had a moment of hesitation when installing a new package or a new product in their project, right? Is it the package that's going to save me a lot of time, or is it going to destroy my project when I install it? Yeah, I think we've all been there. So what we're going to discuss today are changes in the ecosystem that hopefully are going to make some of those decisions a little easier to make. First things first, I'm Eric. I've been at Unity for 9 years. And in the last few years, one of my passions has been making sure that we build a sustainable and healthy ecosystem. And so that's why I'm here to talk to you about today. Three quick things. We're going to look at what's new in the ecosystem, how it changes the editor experience, and then what it means for publishers, right? For our publishers out there. We'll have probably a lot of time for questions at the end, so start thinking and start taking notes so you can ask the questions. Okay, let's start. What's new in the ecosystem? So we're going to talk about the Unity ecosystem. The ecosystem includes all publishers. Publishers that create tools, editor extensions, services, game content, art. And these publishers share their content in many different ways in the ecosystem, right? Through the asset store, third-party websites, GitHub, source control, open source. As the ecosystem gets wider, our creators get a lot more choices on where they get to actually pick their packages from. And it's getting a lot more complex to do so, right? If I'm looking for a package that the community is recommending, I probably have dozens of places to find it these days. Is it the actual real one? Is it a mock? Is it something that someone else created? It's getting a lot harder to know. And so in Unity 6.3, we are attacking this ecosystem challenge by providing all of our creators what we're calling trust data points on packages. In other words, providing them with information they need to make informed package decisions for their projects. Now, you're gonna hear me say the words UPM quite a bit. Probably some of you know what that is, Unity Package Manager. It means a few things. It's both the UX, the user experience in the editor that you interact with, but it's also the backbone, the infrastructure, the package format, and everything that actually feeds that user experience. And so when I refer to UPM, it's really the whole experience. So what we built, these trust data points, are an investment in the UPM framework. That's where you're going to find them. We built it based on industry standards. If you think of NuGet and Go, there's a lot of ecosystems out there that are trust-based, that provide trust information to their users to let them make decisions. And so we've based it on what's already out there. These signals are highly based on signatures, package signatures. Now, you might be wondering, what's a signature exactly? So a signature is a unique way to identify every single package in the ecosystem. It's a file that gets added to the package, attestation.pm7. And if you're curious what PM7 means, I have to look it up every time. It stands for Public Key Cryptography Standard 7, which is industry standards for keeping signatures and so on. So when you sign your package, that file gets added to your package, and it uniquely identifies your package. Most ecosystems that work with signatures require that publishers acquire a certificate, which is both costly, time-consuming, and a little complex. To simplify this for our community, Unity has decided to host a signing service. So as long as you have a Unity ID, you can go through the package manager, export a package, and that package will be signed for you. Now, I want to make a note on that. The privacy of our publishers is super important. So when you do call the signing service, no bits are sent to the service. No code, no art. All we do is take a few signals from your package, and then the signature is created and sent back. We don't manipulate your package in the cloud. It's all done locally. OK, so with this signature, we can provide creators in Unity, your publishers, customers, some very important trust data points. The package actually reflects the state of the package content. So we'll be able to tell if the package has been modified since it's been signed, or if the integrity is intact. And then we'll also be able to verify that the metadata attached to the package and provide information on which organization published it and where it's from. Is it from the asset store? Is it from Unity? Is it from open source? We'll be able to provide that information as well. Now, these are all foundations, but with the framework we're building, we're going to be able to add some more information, some more trust data points over time. You can think of things like what kind of tests were done on this package. How many times is it updated per month? How many times is it used in the ecosystem? Right? All data points that can help you make better decisions on, should I bring this into my project or not? OK, let's go see what it looks like in the editor, what it's changed. So given the trust data points that I just talked about, we are exposing 3 different experiences in the editor. Starting from left. OK. So anything that the signature recognizes as being made by Unity, coming from the asset store, or built by your studio and used within your studio, is what we're calling a signed package in a controlled distribution channel, right? And in those cases, the experience in the editor will be smooth, right? We know where they're from, they've been checked, they've been verified, very smooth experience. Now, not every publisher in the ecosystem operates within these channels, right? A lot of publishers operate in open source. Some people sell on their own websites. And so for open source and web share, what we're calling signed and independently distributed, Unity is going to provide some of these data points to the user and let the user make decisions on whether they should install this package or not in their project. And then for anything that is unsigned, anything that's lacking a signature, Unity will make it very clear that there's some risks associated to it, but will still allow the experience within the editor. All right, specifically, OK, so some of you might recognize the package manager. Is that small in the back, or is that OK? It's OK. Good. Thank you, Leonard, back there. Yeah. All right. So let's look at the signed. I can read it here, actually. No, I can't. That's too small. Signed controlled distribution, right? The first case. So you'll notice that within the package manager, there's a couple of new places, a couple of new sets of information that show up, right? There's the source at the top that lets you know where it's from. And then there's the green shield, the shield that says that this. Thank you. All right, and then there's the green shield that shows up to let you know that this is a signed package within a controlled environment, right? A verified package. All right, second. OK, so in the case where a package is signed and independently distributed, so open source, there's a few data points that show up as well, right? Same place at the top to let you know where it's from. Information at the bottom to let you know who it's signed for. And in the middle, just a little bit of information to guide creators to make sure you know this is where this is from, right? It's not from any of the channels we control. And then for anything unsigned, a little more information, right? It will actually show up as a warning, and it'll provide our creators with some information to make sure you know what you're doing. This is unsigned. We can't guide you on where it comes from. Now, there's a case that's not on these, and it's the case where the package actually has a signature, but that signature is invalid, right? The content doesn't match, or the metadata has been modified. And in this case, what we'll do is we will warn the user that this package does not have a valid signature, which can be an indication of malware or potentially something dangerous for the project. Notice this is all informational to help to guide the users, guide our creators, and then the creators can take the decisions they want based on this information. Okay, publishers. Let's talk about what it means for all our publishers. So all publishers are important for Unity. Whether you are creating packages for your organization, whether you're creating packages for open source, whether you're creating products for the asset store, making sure that all publishers have a great onboarding experience is super important for us. We've heard from our publishers that the new format, the UPN format, brings a lot of value to their workflows, which is why we invested heavily into it in 6.3. So let's go see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, let's talk about UPM for a few seconds. You probably all know what UPM is, but I'll take a minute just to talk about it. So UPM is a format that is very much based on industry. The format itself is industry-wide, right? A package.json, a metadata file describing what the package is. Versioning is semantic versioning, which is used throughout many ecosystems. UPM supports declaring dependencies. So package A depends, to work properly, package A needs packages B, C, and D. And when you load it into your project, Package Manager is going to bring A, B, C, and D for you automatically. UPM allows for very simple upgrades. I don't know if you remember the days of before UPM, where you imported a package and it dumped all the code in your assets directory, and you had to go and pull it apart. With UPM, packages are referenced by your projects. They are not a part of it. And so that means that an upgrade is as simple as changing the reference, right, from one package to another. And finally, we have built a bunch of standards on top of it. So you can access samples in a very standard way, documentation, license information, and we're going to add many more features moving forward. So publishers, yeah, okay, so I can talk about UPM for another hour. Best thing for all of you is to go try it. And now it is very easy in the editor to go try it. There are two ways that you can go and create packages in the editor experience, both in Package Manager. So on the left, if you click on the plus button, there's a new Create Package option, which is going to go and create a standard package for you with all of the basics, all the bells and whistles that you can start customizing for your needs. And then on the right is a new feature we added where you can choose any package in your project, click Customize, and it'll bring that package back into your project so you can continue developing it, which is really handy if you have to do bug fixes on some of the existing packages in your projects. Now, these are to create, and you've been creating your package and developing it. When you're ready to actually share this package with the world, with your studio, with other people, there is now an export function available for any package in development. And what export is going to look like is a very simple set of steps to where you can actually set up your organization and say, well, this is exported for my org, and then it's going to be exported and signed with your org and recognized anywhere it's installed as coming from your organization. Now, we heard from a lot of you that CI/CD is very important for your workflows. A lot of people create, build, and export their packages from CI. And so what we've done is we've built a new command line option in Unity, so you can actually export and sign your packages from the Unity editor. And we've already heard that that's a bit of a heavyweight way to do it. So we are working on a lightweight tool next year to make it a lot easier to plug into your CI/CD, probably through GitHub Actions, and make this happen in no time. All right, you're probably telling yourself, yeah, but I want the green shields for my packages, right? I want the shield so all my customers have the best experience. Well, I would like to introduce a new initiative for the year, which is UPM publishing on the Asset Store. Use the power of UPM, but bring it onto your Asset Store products. So this is a new initiative. It's in beta for the year, and it's open to anyone who wants to join it. Anyone with a tool or an editor experience at the moment. That's what we're starting with. Oh, free tool for the moment. And then we'll move on to paid next year, and so on. Let's go look at some of the details of what this program will offer those who join. The most obvious one is the verified status, right? Any publisher that joins UPM on Asset Store is going to get verified as a publisher, right? We're going to make sure that our publishers are who they say they are, that they represent the companies they say they represent. And then when they do that, they get the blue verified status shield on the Asset Store website. And then any package they build is going to have the green shield in the editor and the best user experience for their customers. Another big advantage is rich product definition. Okay, and that is very small, but it's okay. Most of you probably recognize this as one of our, as a generic Asset Store page, a product page in the Asset Store. New for UPM on Asset Store, we now have nutrition labels, which allow you to specify some compatibility metrics for your packages, right? Does it work for all platform, or is it limited to Android, iOS? You can specify it here. Does it work for all versions of Unity? Does it work for all render pipelines? You'll be able to provide your users with a lot more info and actually guide their installation matrix with this info. This data is going to feed into the other great feature, which is the ability to actually attach multiple packages to a product. In the old days, it was one-to-one, right? And the Asset Store customers interacted with the latest and greatest version. Now, with a UPM on Asset Store, you can include multiple packages within a project, whether it be dependencies or packages that only install for Nintendo or for Android or so on, flavored, right? And then I touched on this a little bit, but you'll also have access to flexible product lifecycle. So this one's a little more involved, so I'll work through an example. Anyone who's used Asset Store, like I said, you only interact with the latest and greatest, and that's what you see is what you get. With UPM on Asset Store, you can maintain multiple product lines. You can have a 1.0 for 22, is that 22 LTS? Yeah, 22. You can decide to create a 2.0 version of your product for Unity 6 because it has brand new features that you can expose, brand new functionality in your product. And you can also branch a new product for 6.3 and maintain all three product lines in parallel, right? And what that means is if you need a bug fix in your 1.0 branch, because you still have customers there, you can go and make a bug fix there. Your 1.0 customers will get that fix without impacting your 2.0 or your 3.0 customers. And another very interesting feature here is that you can gradually introduce features, right? If you start some features on 3.0 where you have a few of your customers, you see that it works really well. Backport into your 2.0, that works great. Backport into your 1.0, and all of your customers on each line is going to get these updates. So a lot of value in this new offering. And I think that is it. So anyone who's interested and wants to become a beta publisher for UPM on Asset Store, you can use this link. Just remember, free SDKs to start, but if you have a paid product, early next year, start looking at the website. It's coming. And then if you want to join the discussions on core standards or on anything we discussed today, you can reach our team with this link and ask any questions you have. That's it. Thank you. Thank you all.